Australia is home to some of the weirdest laws that you can find anywhere in the world. From it being illegal to have a polling station inside a pub, or for those that live in Canberra, it's illegal to have a fence in your front yard. Stick around as we take a trip around the land down under and have a look at some of Australia's strangest laws.
Can you hear the thunder? Oh, you better run, you better take cover. Oh.
We start in Australia's largest state, Western Australia. Its capital city, Perth, is further away from Australia's capital city than it is to Singapore or Jakarta in Indonesia.
It's also a big place. A state that is bigger than Alaska and about 3.5 times the size of Texas. Maybe that explains some of the oddities in the laws there. Up until May of 2021, it was illegal in Western Australia to possess more than 50 kilos of potatoes in certain circumstances. The law related to the Potato Marketing Corporation Act of 1946, and it was in place to protect potato growers from unfair competition. Offenders suspected of carrying more than 50 kilos of spuds could be stopped, have their vehicles searched, and be issued with fines ranging from $2,000 for a first offence up to $5,000 for subsequent offences. That's a lot of fries. Did you know that it is illegal to challenge someone to a duel under Western Australia's criminal code? Even more remarkably, there have been 9 charges resulting in a conviction under the offence over the past 10 years. The maximum penalty for challenging someone is a $6,000 fine or 2 years in prison. Of course, if the challenge went ahead, I'd suggest there might be some slightly upgraded charges.
It's off to South Australia that we head next, and it is home to one of the world's top 10 wine-producing regions.
It's also one of only 3 places in the world where you can do shark cage diving with great whites. If you've ever experienced kids playing this annoying prank in the middle of the night, then this might be the perfect place for you to move to. There is a $250 maximum fine for unlawfully ringing doorbells in South Australia. The law is designed to prevent nuisance behaviour and protect people's privacy. Ringing one for a legitimate reason is fine, but constantly ringing or knocking and running is very wrong. It is also an offence here to offer reward for stolen property without asking questions. The law is designed to prevent people from paying off criminals to return their stolen property. Now, this is because it can encourage criminal activity and make it more difficult to actually catch the criminals. The law also applies to people who offer rewards for information about stolen property without asking questions.
Queensland, beautiful one day, perfect the next. Queensland is Australia's state for partying and tropical holidays.
In Queensland, it is illegal to publish a notice that falsely reports the birth of a child, the death of a person or a funeral, that a couple has become engaged, or that they have been married. The law also extends to fake job postings and is designed to protect job seekers from being misled and to ensure that businesses are honest and transparent in their recruitment practices. If you are caught posting a fake job advertisement in Queensland, you could be fined up to $25,000. You could also be banned from conducting business in Queensland for a certain period of time. It is also illegal in Queensland to smoke within 10 metres of a skate park or at any outdoor pedestrian mall. The maximum fine for this is $2,523.
The state of Victoria is where you will find Australia's second most populous city, Melbourne.
Funnily enough, the city was almost called Batmania after its founder John Batman. It's also known as Australia's sporting capital, hosting the Australian Open tennis, Formula 1 race, golf, horse racing, and of course, Aussie rules football is huge down in Victoria as well. The state has many unusual laws that could have made this list. So many, in fact, that it might even need its own episode in the future. It is illegal to correspond with or do business with pirates in Victoria. Anyone who knowingly trades with a pirate, gives them weapons or munitions, fits out any boat to supply a pirate, or corresponds with a pirate can be facing up to 10 years in prison. The law does not mention drinking rum with a pirate, so maybe that part is okay. It is against the law in Victoria to pretend to tell people's fortunes. The law is designed to protect people from being misled by fortune tellers and other people who claim to have supernatural powers. It is explained that fortune telling can be a form of fraud, and people who practice it may take advantage of vulnerable people. The law also applies to people who claim to use witchcraft or crafty science to discover where stolen goods might be found. The penalty for this is a $250 fine. It is illegal in Victoria to sing an obscene song or a ballad in a public place. The law is subject to a number of exceptions. For example, you would not be charged with an offence if you were singing an obscene song or ballad in a theatrical performance or as part of a religious ceremony. I'm guessing though that there might be some English football fans who would want to avoid Melbourne in the future, and it could make for some interesting Sunday afternoon viewing. It is an offence to harness or attach your goat or your dog to a vehicle and drive it in a public area in Victoria. The penalty for this is currently $777. You must also refrain from driving your cart or your wagon through a public area unless you have your name and address painted permanently on the right side in lettering that is a minimum of 25 millimeters long. Next time you see your tram or bus driver getting upset with passengers or other road users in Victoria, rest assured that they are not allowed to engage in road rage. Anyone who drives public transport must not willingly cause delays on the road or use any kind of language in speaking to a passenger that is abusive or insulting. There are many rumours around a Victorian law that wearing hot pink pants after midday on a Sunday is illegal. I'm here to assure you this is not the case. Feel free to go to a game of footy at the MCG on a Sunday wearing your brightest hot pink pants. You will be okay.
New South Wales is where you will find Australia's largest city, Sydney. It's a city that people think synonymous with Australia, with the Harbour Bridge, the Opera House, and those beautiful sunrises that come up over the Pacific Ocean.
If you are waiting for a bus here, it's great to know that it is illegal for bus drivers to splash mud on bus passengers. The law requires drivers to take due care to avoid splashing mud on anyone waiting at a bus stop, anyone entering or leaving a stationary bus, or anyone in or on a bus as well. The penalty for splashing mud on a passenger is a fine of up to $2,200.
It is illegal to ride a bicycle anywhere in Australia without a helmet.
And this was brought in an effort to lower the frequency of brain injuries and fatalities from bicycle accidents. The Australian government made helmet wearing compulsory for any bike rider back in 1990. A cyclist can be fined if they are found to be riding without a helmet. There is another false rule going around which you'll find on the internet, and it says that in the absence of a toilet, you can lawfully urinate on the rear left tyre of your car. The thing is, in one way or another, public urination is considered an offence everywhere in Australia, and there are no exemptions for using a car tyre as a makeshift urinal. In New South Wales, someone caught doing this could be fined up to $500.
Australia is certainly home to some of the world's strangest laws. These laws might seem even stranger for someone who doesn't live there. Being an Aussie myself, some of these just are pretty normal. Thanks for joining me on From Down Under to Down South. I'll catch you again next time. Stay safe.